look at it. Look at the way it turns black. No, have you seen that, people in your 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond? This didn't happen when we were kids. This did not happen. Mind you, we probably didn't light it on fire, but this is unbelievable. Yeah.
It stinks.
And it smells.
Not even.
Hey YouTube, it's old Wxxxx again. I want you guys to see what I'm going to do here because I'm going to demonstrate something for you. So I want you to be able to see the garage door over there. You see me go outside, have nothing in my hands. Just hang on. Okay, see what it is? Snowball. Snowball from right outside my house. Then I'm going to turn this back around here and get me back in the shot. Okay, see? Snowball, people. That's all it is. I just went out, side my Jeep, piled it up. Now I'm going to show you something. I've been doing this for 7 years. And before I even do it, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. But I've been doing this for 7 years and over 3 states that I've done it myself, and had several other states that people did it and told me the same thing happened there. Now, just regular ladder. It's awful cold out here. These damn ladders don't want to work that well. Just bear with me here, people. I'll get this warmed up and it'll work. Oh no, this stuff just stays up there in high. It don't ever come down here to the surface. But then, what I'm about to show you started happening, and it's happened every year since that I've known about. And, you know, this just isn't supposed to happen. Now, the last time I did this experiment, what I did is I had a bag of ice bag in the freezer that was empty, and it had a bunch of crushed ice at the bottom of it. Now, I also took a handful of that, made a snowball out of it, and showed the difference. Well, as normal, the ice that I took out of the refrigerator, out of the freezer, when I hit a flame to it just melted. Period. Just melted. Like, that's what ice is supposed to do. But now, with all this crap they're putting in the air, spraying on us, it's also getting in the water. It's getting in the food because the animals are eating it. We're breathing it. It's in everything. Now, look, see, I got this flame working pretty good now. I'm going to show you. Back to the snowball. Just packed up snow. It's not even dripping, people. It's not even dripping down onto the flame, down onto my hand. Nothing. It's not. Can you see even any water dripping down onto that flame or anything? It don't even melt. It just burns black. You see that, people? That ain't just...
All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome back. The links to the full videos are down in the show links if you want to watch that whole video. You know, the snow turning black is not what bothers me. What bothers me is the snow doesn't melt. And all you have to do is go over here to the Idaho Power website, the Idaho Power, and they harvesting the storm. Idaho Power uses injections of silver iodide from ground-based towers and flares on modified aircraft to coax winter storm to produce more snow. It's fake snow. Now all these links will be in the description. You know, they talk about cloud seeding they did back on August 6, 2019. Idaho Power can make it snow, increasing water reservoirs. You know, all the power companies are in the weather modification. You also can go here to the North American Weather Modification Association and learn about the different types of cloud seeding. There's 3 brochures on basics of cloud seeding covering the cold season and the warm season operations, its relation to the climate and environment. Now we've seen, you know, all the bunker fuel operations out off in the Pacific that is changing the atmosphere adding particulate matter, and then you have all the aerosols that are being deployed worldwide. So all this snow that's not melting, it's got, plastics in it, microplastics, nanomaterial, nanobots, metals, and all that stuff. So yeah, man, they make it snow all the time. Anyway, let's jump into a few headlines here. Like I said, all these links are in the description. So check this out, man. They found some cows. This come out today. Cows that were swept away off a island from Hurricane Dorian were found alive in North Carolina. That's pretty crazy. So they're saying the 3 cows swept off an island in North Carolina during Hurricane Dorian have been found alive after apparently swimming for several miles. The cows belonged to a herd on the U.S. state Cedar Island, but were swept away in September by a mini tsunami generated by Dorian. Dorian was a man-made weather machine. So pretty crazy, man. I guess that's good news. The cows made it. Now they get this storm that they're super hyping up. The major coastal storm bringing extreme wind, life-threatening flooding to North Carolina this weekend. And man, all the models I'm looking at are not showing what they're looking at. Of course, they're going to use, Ventu Sky, the wind map, that really makes it look crazy. But everything I'm looking at, I think they're hyping this up. But we'll see. Maybe there's something going on the other coast that they're trying to distract people from. So anyway, we'll take a look at that a little bit deeper here in the show. Now this is just freaky right here. Let me zoom in on this. All right, so we've seen all these crazy experiments coming out of Hong Kong and Japan, China, all these places where they're implanting, human brains into pigs, vice versa, different animal parts into humans. I mean, they're just doing all kinds of crazy, non-ethical stuff out here. Well, for the first time, the government is supporting a plan to create animal embryos with human cells and bring them to term, resulting in a type of human animal, a humanimal, known as a human animal chimera. I don't know how to pronounce that. According to Nature, a committee from Japan's Science Ministry signed off on a request by researchers to grow human pancreas in either rats or mice. The first such experiment to gain approval since the government ban was reversed earlier this year. I mean, this kind of stuff should always be banned. So it's just nuts, man. It's nuts what these mad scientists are getting away with. Here we go. The biggest California earthquake in 2 decades ruptured on at least 24 faults. So this just came out a couple days ago, 19 hours ago, when the earthquake that hit the California, that 7.6 or 6.4. A lot of people were asking which faults did it ruptured. Well, apparently it ruptured at least 2 dozen. You had a whole section of California that dropped. I can't remember if it's 40 feet or 40 inches. It was a lot. All around the Ridge Crest area. But just something to keep our eyes on out here, man. We know, they hyped this stuff up. We know, something crazy is going to go on here, whether it's man-made, satellite weapon, or whatever. But we know they're setting it up. You got the Cascadia and all them big major faults out there, but yet they never show the earthquakes, rarely, there in Oregon and Washington. Like that's one of the most active places, and they don't have sensors there. Either that or they're not showing them to us. So there's a reason why they're doing it. Out here in Sacramento, there's an epidemic of layoffs in California. even the marijuana industry are having to lay off people. California's #1 selling cannabis flower brand is cutting up to a fifth of its workforce. The executive is faulting the state's failing legal marijuana companies. So, man, they're just getting California every way they can. And here's a app that's coming out. Google Maps will tell you where the police are hiding. This is kind of like the Wxxxx app. But Google Maps is competing with traffic and GPS app Wxxxx with some new features. Users around the world will be able to report where the police officers are hiding. Well, you can guarantee they're going to be turning you in as you turn them in. All right, so flood-hit families could be left homeless for weeks while the government refuses to declare national emergency. I mean, it is crazy what's going on down in Australia. So hundreds of people were forced to evacuate their homes by flooding and have been told they may not be able to return for another 3 weeks. Residents of the village of Fish Lake near Doncaster were among the worst hit when the River Don's water rose and spilled over the banks. So just pretty crazy stuff, man. Oh, this over in the UK. More than 100 flood warnings and alerts have been issued across the UK, with the Northeast continuing to be highlighted in this area of particular risk. Well, we just seen last night that the bunker fuel operations moved over into the Atlantic, so they're still targeting Europe. So just like Australia, just like, you know, America, we're all being targeted. And get this, cops can now get warrants for entire DNA websites. So they're going to start, you know, all the people that's gone to these 23andMe's and all these other sites and submitted your DNA. Now they can just sift through there and find out, you know, who you are, what's in your blood. So, you know, they shouldn't have this kind of power. This is crazy. So one judge's decision could set off a privacy nightmare. With a single warrant, a Florida detective obtained access to DNA profiles for more than 1 million people, and experts say the case could set a dangerous precedent. Yeah, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and other consumer DNA sites holding genetic data on 15 million people. See, you knew when you seen this come out that they were going to find a way to steal your, you know, your information on your complete self. So pretty crazy stuff. And then out here in Albany, New York, a nurse gets suspended after refusing the flu shot. People should be able to have the right if they want to take the shot or not. So just more forcing this stuff on the people. And at the same time, you had this singleton baby Logan, age 4, only 4 months old, loses both hands after being diagnosed with vasculitis. I don't know how to pronounce that, but the baby had to have its hands amputated after they turned purple during a weekend with their parents. And this was, where the heck was it? Oh man, now I can't find it. All right, hold on here. Oh man. All right, never mind. I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to show that. Anyway, super sad. Militarized microbes. So the Pentagon's DARPA seeks means to spread genetically modified bacteria. And they're saying they're going to use it to sensor for explosives in the dirt. The Pentagon has teamed up with Raytheon to develop a system capable of delivering genetically modified bacteria underground. And they say it's purely for defensive purposes, of course. Initiated by DARPA, the same agency that led programs to create telekinetic super soldiers, weaponized robotic insects, the project seeks to program 2 bacterial strains to monitor ground surfaces for explosive materials, defense contractor Raytheon said in a joint press release. The first 2 strains, known as biosensor, will detect the presence of or absence of explosives buried underground, while the second will produce a glowing light in the event such materials are found. They think that they're bamboo. See, they've got all these things so miniaturized, just like the nanobots in the chemtrails. You've got, they've dropped out all these little nano sensors into the thunderstorms this year. And the little nanobots followed the thunderstorms everywhere they went. They just drifted along with the storms. And then you're breathing this stuff in. Then we're going to, find more new weird diseases and stuff like that. So check this out. Bioweapon. DARPA wants the insects to spread genetically modified viruses to save crops. What could go wrong with that? Is that like the Lyme disease? We know they created that and then unleashed it on the American people. Now here's a document drop here from the NOAA. This is the publication history and scope on the weather modification reports. Now right here, I've showed this before, but look at all this snowpack augmentation. The Project Snowbird. But you got just tons of these, since we had the weird snow not melting. I wanted to bring this back up. And they're talking about the southeastern Utah mountains where they did a snowpack augmentation. They augmented winter rainfall, hail suppression. See, this stuff is going on everywhere. I mean, all the information's out there. People can deny it all they want, but we know the truth. Now, I can't even read this right here because this will get us blasted. So hopefully you guys can read the headline here. And you could always pause it and read this. So, and then here's another one that I can't really talk about. But this is what they're pushing. When you're pushing the narrative, you can get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views in one day. But if you tell the truth, you can't hardly get any views. So if you're pushing this agenda, you just get mega views, mega subscribers. And, that's why they're going to be taking people like us down. So, pretty crazy stuff. We're always talking about the bullet trains and the high-speed rails. We talked about the Inter-Bering Railroad that's going to connect United States with Russia and then down through Canada. Here's just more information on it coming out. The rail advocates push for Pacific Northwest bullet train. Nobody's going to ride these trains. These are going to be more like FEMA trains. They're going to be more like, doctors riding around, running from the biohazards and stuff. So just another state that's going to push this high-speed railroad. So here's a report coming out of Oregon. Wildfire costs will exceed tens of billions of dollars over the next 20 years. See right here, they're letting you know that they're going to burn billions of acres of land, and then they're going to bring in the high-speed railway. They're going to clear the path. That's how it works. Firefighting costs exceed $116 million for Southern Oregon. This was just in the year of 2018. I mean, the amount of money they spend is just ridiculous. You know, most of the stuff, you know, these prices don't add up. I mean, it's just insane. All right, this is coming out of Australia. Terrifying map shows the horror summer season ahead with scorching temperatures, extreme weather to ravage Australia. Experts say it's never been this bad. Australia is staring down the barrel of a horrific summer season that will drag scorching temperatures, extreme conditions well into the new year. See, this is like to totally scare the people. You know, they already got the mega fire burning, the wall of fire, the gun confiscation. You know, it's just getting bad out there. All right, okay. All right, so we'll get into some satellite stuff. Oh, we got some new maps. We're gonna be able to see the bunker fuel operations pretty much worldwide now. And I was looking here on the northern hemisphere, and I got these weird black lines going over the north here. See, there's still ice there, but look, we got a plasma lightning bolt. We have plasma up here in the north area, but here, let me move this to like change it here. I probably got it blew up too much. And here's the southern hemisphere. See if I can get this to load. You know, this is the only satellite data that we have that we can look at the poles. And man, if you zoom in on this, you got some pretty clear footage right here. What do we got going right here? What is this? What is this melted area? So that's kind of wild right there. But yeah, this is definitely pretty damn clear for a, pretty live feed. I'm sure they censor out a lot of stuff, but so, now we got to go 16 that will cover the east side of America and South America. And now we got the Meteostat. I've been waiting for this for a while. We're going to be able to see what's going on over here in India, Madagascar, Africa, where all the weather modification companies are out here. We'll be able to see any ship tracks out here. And we also have the Meteosat 11. So I've been waiting for this, so we're going to be able to pretty much see up here in the UK. We're going to be able to see we got a little bit of bunker fuel operations right here. They were there yesterday. But yeah, now we're going to get a lot better picture of all the weather modification going on globally. So we'll see how long they keep this up. This is going to definitely be a good tool that we can use here. Then we also have the Japan one. See, so we got the engineered hurricane out here. I don't know if they're calling it a hurricane yet, but or cyclone going right over Guam right now. They create these out here at Guam. Just trying to see if there's any bunker fuel operations up here. So yeah, that's pretty nice. We got all these new satellite views, and this RAM slider here, man, it's got so many different bands that you can use. So this is definitely going to help. We'll see what it looks like under the, let's try the dust just to see. Okay, that's the dust layer. Yeah, the bunker fuel is definitely gone, man. They just turned the bunker fuel off. Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff that we can use here. Check out we'll see what the upper level troposphere water vapor looks like. This is like the mimic. All right, so this is going to be nice to have. It's going to be a good tool. And let's go ahead and jump into the worldview map. It didn't load very good, so I don't know what we got here. It's running really far behind tonight, and we're starting just a little bit early. I mean, normally we'd start right now, and this thing would be loaded better, but this is all we got loaded. No, the countdown timer there you see is the timer of when the YouTube is changing everything on December 10th. That's what that timer clock is that you're looking at there in the bottom right corner. We got 25 days, 59 minutes, 21 seconds. All right, so we can, I already put the bunker fuel layer on here. And the bunker fuel ships are just gone. They just turned them off. But what's going on? We got a mega aerosol campaign over Los Angeles. See if we can get this to load up a little cleaner here. It's actually going, you know, you got aerosols being deployed all over. Look at this X over Santa Rosa. That's a perfect X right over Santa Rosa. They're doing segmented spraying. We got some kind of chem fog. Wow, this thing just is not loading very clear. Just trying to give it a second here. Yeah, we've had the big earthquake that happened today. I don't know if a tsunami hit because I didn't get to look at it. We had the shooting. Didn't really get to look at that. And we had the fire. It looks like we got a fire right here at the border. It may not be. We'll get this to load. So we got a big old fat aerosol right over the super volcano. Man, this thing is just not loading very clear. Looks like we got tons of fires up here where the ice nucleation programs are going on. Man, this thing is just not loading clear at all. So the aerosols continue over Washington, over Idaho. Basically every state that I'm looking at so far has aerosols being deployed. Utah's getting waxed. Arizona's got fires and just a complete bombardment of the sky. That's all fake man-made clouds setting up for the next system. You got mega grid patterns over Utah. Yeah, we just got mega spraying operations going on everywhere. Big spraying going on over Wyoming and up into Montana. So it looks like the spraying operation is going to be over South Dakota tonight, over Nebraska. Colorado, Kansas. Tomorrow you'll be seeing the aerosols coming your way. And of course, they're always spraying into the storms. We'll take a look over here where this supposed freak storm is going to be coming in. Heavy aerosols right up to the, from Ohio all the way down to Arkansas on the secondary wave. Yeah, Canada's getting blasted. You can't really see them because it's so cloud covered up there. Yeah, I usually only cover Canada. I mean, we might be able to see them on the GOES 16, but yeah, it's just so whited out up there. It's been a constant bombardment up to the north. West Virginia is getting hammered right now. And then just a whole slew of spraying operations off the East Coast. Like they're right down almost right down the coast there. They're just bombarding this area. Yeah, so big time spraying where the storm's going in. So they're going to pull it in. That's what they're doing. They're pulling it in. Wow, look at the grid patterns down here off the coast of Florida. This is a created weather system. Heck, they're spraying all over the Bahamas. If you're on vacation in the Bahamas, you're getting chemtrailed. There's a whole area. Just see if I see anything super crazy. We'll take a look at the radar data, see what it says about the storm supposedly coming in. So Ireland, the UK is getting like a 1-day break. Now they were dumping all the bunker fuel out here yesterday. I don't see them today. Yeah, look at this weird aerosol deployment right off the coast of Greenland or Iceland. Thought I was up in Greenland. You know, we've been seeing a lot of aerosols being deployed over the deserts. All right, just kind of trying to go through this pretty quick. A lot of fires going on there in Madagascar. And look at the fire still going on in Australia. These are going to be burning for a while. It looks like they're going to get rid of all vegetation on the East Coast. You know, what are all these puffy clouds over here? What's this? Are they dropping something on here to start the fires? Hundreds of fires going. Right up in the path of the railway. Right in the path of the bullet train. You know, the people need the train down here from what they tell me. But, you know, these fires can burn all the way out to the coast if they let it. So the air quality down here just has to be just horrendous. We know it's been drifting down to New Zealand. Look at it, it's sucking it all the way down into this atmospheric river. So now it's going to be up in the rivers of the sky. It's being sucked up into the troposphere. All right, let's go take a look at a few models and see here. First, let's look at this. We'll see if we can spot that storm that's supposed to be coming in. See what the GFS models are saying here. How's this working? Okay, there we go. All fake clouds. All of it. What do we got there? What kind of fog is that? Look at all the aerosols being deployed up in Canada, going through Wyoming. So everything is fake right now. None of these are real clouds. Not one of them. So horrendous spraying operation. Let's look at that. Let's zoom in on that a little closer. Let's try to get a good look at this. Right over the border. See, there's no borders for the weather modification. You know, the air in Missouri smells like crap right now. You can smell the sulfur in the air. It's gross, man. Be easier if I just stop this and use my mouse here. So you can see the aerosols, they're spraying right over the border. You got spraying operation down here in Wisconsin. Segmented spraying going on in Minnesota. Spraying, I mean, every place is getting sprayed. Look at this guy does a 90-degree turn. Yeah, Wyoming's getting waxed. So is Alberta. Let's go down a little bit. Let's look at California. Yeah, so they have super targeted sprayed over Southern California. Then a monster spraying going on in Utah, Nevada, Arizona. They're setting something up. The bunker fuel is just gone. They just shut them off, shut them down. Let's go ahead and look over here where they're getting ready to fabricate the storm. Yeah, our leaves are all gone too, man. They wiped all the leaves off our trees just in the last couple days. Yeah, so this is all fabricated. Everything is fabricated. You know, here we got this created spitting low pressure. And then all the aerosols being deployed. I mean, that's a mega amount right here. Wonder if I can look down at the Bajas and stuff. I don't know. That may be too far down. Let's try it. It's taking that a little while to load there. Yeah, I think I'm a little too far south. All right, let's go ahead and go check what kind of storms we got. So, yeah, they're not showing any storms out here. No invest or nothing. We got Typhoon Fengshen. All right, let's go to the Tropical Tidbits page. Let's look at the current storms. Yeah, the food crisis is going to be tremendous next year. The cold this year and next year is just going to be unbelievable. I mean, we're in a grand solar minimum. Look at all the volcanic activity that has went off this year. All the fires. I mean, all the stuff up in the atmosphere. I mean, it's just going to be like the day after tomorrow. So look, look at these models going up into the Bajas. We'll see if that thing pans out. Here's our typhoon. It should make a U-turn. It should go up around and then make a U-turn and go back around. We'll see. So right now it only have wave heights at around 22 foot. Oh man, I closed the page out. Man, look at that radius right there. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's go on up and check the forecast models. We'll see what's going into North Carolina. All right, so I need to unzoom a little bit. There we go. All right, so we'll just go up 6 hours at a time. So you got heavy rain showing up, and like I said during the 16-day forecast, I said if this stays off the coast, we'll be fine. But it's showing it clipping. Look like South Carolina. And then look, here comes that low pressure that they're talking about. That's new. But it's most of the rain is showing off the coast. But see, they're spraying the aerosols right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the total precipitation, or at least the 24-hour precipitation amounts. Yeah, they got it hitting right there at the edge right there. So just like according to this, a small area is going to get pretty flooded. I mean, it's just clipping right there. We'll take a look at the total amount through this storm here. See, all this super heavy rain's going to stay hopefully off the coast, but you're looking at, 16 inches of rain. And we'll just see if California's still going to get the rain. Here, let me just crank this up. So look, all of California is in the green. They're going to be getting rain. You're going to get flooding up in Washington. Pretty good rains here for Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, through to Tennessee. Let's go ahead and look at the temperatures, or I guess we could look at the winds too. Let's go ahead and check this one. So here's our Arctic air. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So here comes our little, cold wave that come in that it was like, we're going to freeze to death with this cold wave. It's really not showing me what I want. We'll try this one. Still not right. I keep clicking the wrong one. Oh, I know why. I'm on the upper. Still not the right one. What am I doing here? All right, here we are. Here's the wind map. So let's just kind of see what's going to happen when we get to this weekend. So it's showing the winds are blowing out off. Okay, there's where it started to come in. So right there, right in the same time that you're going to be getting the rain, here you got some pretty good winds there. We're talking 40-mile-an-hour winds. 50-mile-an-hour winds look like they'll stay out off the coast. Wow, look at that. It almost turns into a hurricane. Look at that. That's showing like a mini hurricane. That's pretty crazy. Let's look at that on the Earth null. Hey, what's happening, everybody out there? All right, so let's make sure we're on now. Let's zoom in on here. Okay, we're going to take this up 3 hours at a time. So you get the wind crashing into the coast, but you also have wind running backwards, running southwest. Yeah, definitely the madman, idiot scientist. So it looks like they're trying to conjure up a wind vortex. Look at that. So it's not showing like a perfect eye wall like it was showing on the other program, and it instantly starts blowing it back out. Let's see if this is it. Oh, here's where it is. Here's where they're going to try to create it. This is showing us around the 16th. They may try to conjure up a hurricane out here. Look at that. These are the surface winds, or actually 1,000 HPA right at the surface. So it's kind of like a semi-hurricane with a weird ridge trough thing in there. Hey, thanks out there, lead. Much love out there. That's pretty cool, them little gift things. So yeah, that's kind of freaky how it's got that double ridge thing in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to call this a show. I needed to get off here a little early tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this show. I want to thank everybody out there that shares this information and all that stuff. And much love out there. Thanks for helping us out there, Polly, and everybody else out there. Keep sharing this stuff out, man. We're making a difference. We're gonna catch these guys. So anyway, guys, much love. Armor up and all that stuff. Let's hit the song called Rise, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night, God willing. So we'll see if I can get this to work. Yeah, definitely start you a inside garden for sure. Anyway, guys, much love. If I can get it to work. It may not work.